RPM Challenge started in New Hampshire in 2006, opened up to the world in 2007. The challenge is simple. Record an album of music, 10 songs or 35 minutes of original music recorded in February. The goal is to finish something. It doesn't have to be good. The definition of music is very loose, fortunately for me. Over the years, this expanded. It moved to other places. It's had anywhere from 600 to 1,000 people participating every year. It's a challenge. It's not a competition. It's not a contest. It's an activity. And this is my 20th year of doing the RPM Challenge. Every year since it opened up to the world. So, I've done a lot with this challenge over the years. I have spent the month of February holed up composing for chamber orchestra. I have also started on February 29th on a leap year, set a synthesizer going and jammed for 35 minutes. When they expanded the completion criteria to include singles and EPs and box sets, I did all those things. In fact, one year I made a single entry project that would hit all the categories all at once. So, what do I do for my 20th RPM Challenge? What do I do in a month when I actually don't have time to be doing any of this at all? Well, I decided I would break out 20 instruments. And I'm going to go through those instruments and make something that fits the loose definition of music, i.e., sound will probably emanate from them. It will likely have a certain amount of rhythm. Occasionally it will have melody. At times it may just squawk. I have to warn you, I have minimal proficiency with almost all of these. I love buying music, and I love buying instruments. I don't necessarily like practicing, and I haven't, not in years, not really. So, I hope you understand what you're getting in for. I, in the back of my head, have this notion that if anybody actually watches this whole thing and then gets in touch with me and lets me know they did, I seriously might make myself a little 3D printed trophy and send that out to those folks that actually watched all this as an appreciation for giving up. I don't even know how much time, because I have planned basically none of this. I don't know how long I'm going to spend in each instrument. I've composed nothing. It's all going to be improvisation. I don't even have a proper guitar cable for this electric guitar, so stand by for a crap ton of hum when that happens. I will keep that part short. And anyway, I would say let's rock and roll, but none of this is going to sound remotely like rock and roll, so don't get your hopes up conforming with any particular genre other than maybe experimental suck. Anyway, let's get on with it. That's enough talking. Oh, you may see my dog Oreo wandering around in here every now and then. My mascot, she's not going to stay anywhere she's supposed to, so say hi to Oreo, she'll pop by here and there. She, when I was popping out the electric kazoo earlier, decided to sing along, so you may hear Oreo as a duet at times. That's enough nattering for now. What you really want to get into, you don't really, but anyway, what we're going to get onto is the instruments. So, I bring you my 20th RPM Challenge album, Presto. So it just so happens that one of the instruments I brought is actually what I'm sitting on right now. Looks like a cardboard box. It's actually called a cajon, which I'm told is actually Spanish for box. Go figure. Truth in advertising. Let's do something with this. Cajon, people. Let's move on to a wind instrument. Ocarina. I love this ocarina. It's very beautiful. My parents got this one for me. I don't really remember the fingering for the ocarina. It's been a while since I picked it up. I think that's about enough ocarina for now. What should we go to next? So many instruments. Never even thought about how to sequence these. I might move them around in the video. We will see what happens in the editing process. Let's try, what the hell? Let's go right to one of the, okay. Clarinet. Excuse me. This reed, not at all wet. I first encountered clarinet in middle school. I'd been playing piano for years, All my friends were in band. I decided I'd try out band. Grabbed the clarinet. Got kind of confused when I was playing it. I went to my friends and said, how do you get a chord on this thing? They said, you find 2 more people with clarinets. I said, oh, how cute. I stopped playing clarinet. I got bored with it. I can make it make noise. I can finger a few holes, and maybe something will happen. Maybe not. Okay, that about stretches my ability on clarinet. Whoop. That leaves me incredibly congested when I have to do breath control. What's next? More percussion. I have a lot of percussion here. I have a lot of percussion here, and it's got to be maybe the most boring thing to actually do in one of these. Let me get up. It's time to move around a little bit. Time to adjust the camera a little bit. I might not edit this at all. Wouldn't it be just freaking crazy if you get all the weird-ass stuff wrong way? If I stand here, can I move around and be seen? Back up just a little bit. Yes! Yes, by golly. We are going to have fun. We are going to do a tambourine solo. Here it comes, people. I got to move for this one because otherwise, what the hell am I even doing? Tambourines. Got them. Alright. We're going to move down. No, you know what? No, let's not. Let's not plummet into the gutter just yet. Let's, just a little harmonica. Get my cajon out. Have a seat. Move a little closer. Because We're not editing. I just decided we're not editing. You're just getting it all. You're getting it all raw and unfiltered. That was kind of cute, wasn't it? Wasn't it? Come on, humor. Harmonica. Everybody's classic. This probably did literally come from one of my kids' elementary or middle school classes. I've got like 6 of these recorders sitting around. At some point, somebody sent me a video of how you could construct bagpipes at home using recorders, and you actually only needed like 3 recorders, and I've got like 6 of them. I was like, I could build a hell of a set of bagpipes, but I'd like to stay married, so maybe not. So the danger with the recorder is I actually do know how to play some tunes on it, and I need original stuff, so I gotta make up new stuff. I gotta not play, some other song. So you're getting a lot of boring tunes on this, by the way, because I'm just kind of jamming as I go. It's an experience. It's a process. It's an event. You're joining me for an event. This isn't about the music. It's about the celebration of 20 years of the RPM Challenge. And this is a great time. I want to throw a shout out to all those fellow participants this year. There's like 800 of them this year working on this thing. It usually hovers around 800, some 800, 900, maybe 600 to 700 finish. Especially the people that have come back year after year. I haven't been as involved in the community as I would like. I used to be more involved with it earlier on. Life gets in the way. At a certain point, you're just trying to finish. There have been years when I've been like, why am I even still doing this thing? But I am. And so, to all you people out there, I don't interact with you, and I really wish I'd had more time to do it. But I love it. I love you all out there doing your albums, making it happen, refusing to accept the limitation that says you can't do it. Whatever is getting in your way, you're getting rid of it and you're making it happen, and I love that. Let's play a little recorder tune. I kind of should have been keeping count of these instruments as we went. Let's see, what did we do? We did cajon. We did tambourines. We did clarinet. We did recorder. We did harmonica. We did ocarina. Is that at 5? Wait, cajon, tam, ocarina, harmonica, recorder, clarinet. That's 6. We're at 6. 6, I think. Only 14 more to go. There is, okay, it's not that close. It's a lot more torture for you all. But at any rate, if you've stuck with me, I seriously appreciate it. Reach out and let me know. I don't know. We can commiserate together sometime. What's next? I'm kind of saving my favorites for later. More percussion. What do you say, more percussion? Let's do... Whoa! Gotta keep the violin from... I did not realize these were all kind of perched on one another. Bowron. I love this thing. I really want, but I'm not going to, take more time to really get proficient with the Bowron. Let me kick this back a little bit so I get all of it in frame. Production quality for this is about on par with everything else. It's garbage. I'm using an ancient camcorder. Doesn't have a plug for a microphone, so whatever audio it's picking up on the camcorder, that's what you get. This is frequently how RPM Challenge goes. You do what you can with what you have and just finish something. I like this thing, and I'm in awe when I see people really playing this thing well. I am not one of those people. I'd like to be, but I'm just never going to practice to do it. But I do like this thing. I swear I used to be able to do more with this. It's been too long. Bowron. Love the Bowron. What's next? I do not want this rolling onto the floor. Let's get this out of the way. I'm staring at it. It's falling over. Once upon a time, I was thinking I might want to take up violin. And I didn't want to spend a lot of money on a violin, and even more on violin lessons, to find that I really wasn't particularly interested in violin. So I spent $50 and bought a violin off of eBay. And yeah, I found out I wasn't super stoked enough about violin to actually get into it. So I've got my $50 eBay student violin. It kind of holds a tune, but it doesn't really matter because I didn't tune it, because there's just no point, because I don't play tunes anyway. At one point I did buy fine tuners and put them in there so it actually can be tuned, but we're going to see. I roused this earlier. It was really squeaky. Did I mention I had no training whatsoever in this instrument? So plug your ears and I'll keep this mercifully short. just realized I'm playing with a cello bow. This is the one I got for the musical Saw. I guess I ripped up my violin bow. Okay, I'm going to need you to really engage your imagination and imagine that this is producing something even remotely like music and tune. And while you're engaging your imagination, I'm going to engage mine, and I'm just going to screech at this thing, and we're all going to pretend that it's music. This is the interactive portion of the presentation here, where you and I pretend I'm actually playing something real. Woohoo! The crowd goes wild. He's the best violinist the world has ever seen. Yeah, right. Okay, anyway, while I've got the bow in my hand, I don't really want to tear this bow up, but it's my 20th RPM challenge, and if I do some damage, I do some damage. Musical Saw. Strangely enough, I think I'm actually slightly better with the musical Saw than I am with the violin, and that's saying something. I think I gotta do this the other way around. I couldn't make any damn sense out of this until I saw some YouTube video that showed me how, and now I can make really piercingly loud noises. Sometimes. Maybe I need to tighten this bow up some. Maybe I need to rosin this bow up some. Ouch. Gotta be careful with saws. They will actually cut you. Unless you get one that's actually designed to be a musical instrument, and then they don't have teeth necessarily. But this saw is not actually designed to be a musical instrument. It's actually just a cheap handsaw from one of the hardware stores, I think, that I had lying around. And at one point, I'm gonna just zip this case closed. I'm not even on screen right now, right? My arm is on screen. This video doubles as a what not to do when making videos video. How to lose your audience in 20 seconds or less, which probably means none of you are out there at this point. And I am playing with all of my dazzling wit and humor with myself. Anyway, see what I did there? It's a regular old saw from a hardware store. I had a paper towel roll that broke at one point, and that became here. I put that on for the handle. Let's see, I gotta make like an S-curve with this thing. I swear I've made this thing work in the past. Maybe I was sitting like this when I did it. Oh, I've lost my meager talent for musical saw. Okay, you know what? I'm not going to risk my bow. We're going to make musical saw work a different way. We are going to take this here thing and beat on it. Meets the RPM definition of music, by God. Anyway. Yeah. So that failed. Who the heck is trying to call me? I forgot to put this on Do Not Disturb. Recording again. Sorry. Never know what's going to happen when you talk to your wife on the phone, so you do not leave that on the video. Musical saw. That is not the way musical saw is meant to be played. I swear to God, I used to be able to get really piercing, annoying noises out of that. I don't know what happened. I think probably you're better off with what you got, to tell you the truth, if I'm perfectly honest with you. This is maybe one of my favorite instruments. I love this thing. I really do. I can even be reasonably decent with it. Still got this rosin sitting around. Let that sit there. I'm going to turn on the amp. It's probably a little too loud. Let's turn that down a little bit. Ladies and gentlemen, the electric kazoo. Woohoo! That's what everybody wants, right? Electric kazoo. Of all my instruments, the one that's most likely to get me into RPM trouble by making noise that is an existing song. So I gotta make sure that I really hum something that's kind of like original. So, I don't know what. Let's see. What are we gonna get? What's in me? What's in me? This channel. Let's get it. Let's get it flowing. I'd like to thank my special guest, Oreo. Oreo, where are you? You probably heard Oreo joining in on that. Oreo loves electric kazoo. She likes to sing along. I could electric kazoo all day. I could honestly keep that up for a long, long time. I'm not going to. I'm going to put the little cap on here. This is actually a pretty quality kazoo here. I'm a little disappointed that the electric kazoo is really just a mic sitting over the membrane of the kazoo. I've kind of got these ideas of some kind of metallic membrane and an actual proper pickup for that. One of these days maybe I'll do that. Kind of stepping down the excitement level from the tambourine solo. We've got this Gyron. I don't know, it's a little froggy thing. It's wood, you can tap on it. I got two of these. This is the smaller one. I got a bigger one, I got a smaller one. One of them looked like it was a cheap knockoff imitation of the bigger one. So I got them both to see which I liked better. They were both about the same. Yeah. This doesn't do a whole lot, so this is going to be a real short little bit. Okay. Let's go electronic. I have spent the bulk of my RPM challenges really playing the computer. Loops, a lot of composing my own loops, a lot of soft synths. And I'm doing very little of that. Honestly, none of that for this. I'm not even breaking out the computer. I have a little bit of electronic in the sense of the electric kazoo and the electric guitar. And I'm going to make this one exception for these disconnected stylophones. Let's get a little adjustment on the camera here so I can get them in view. This video's garbage. This video's garbage. Woo! Okay, that tripod is really tight. Alright. I will actually probably do minimal editing on this. I might take out some of the long pauses and things. I might not. I might just... yeah. It's February 28th. You know, it's... at a certain point, you're just like, I'm done. I literally wrote a song one year called February 27th. I had a whole day left. But anyway. We got a stylophone. We got the classic stylophone. This makes tones. And then we got this stylophone beat, which does beats, and it also plays bass. And I only sort of know how to use it, but you can sequence drums with it, so I'm going to do that. Hit record. I turn the click track on. Okay, my rhythm is garbage on there. Let's start this again. Bring that on. Turn on the click track. Hit record. The stylophone. Let's pack up the stylophone. I haven't played these things more. That was kind of fun. I'd bust these out more. Particularly the beat. I'm not very familiar with that. Let's move on to... Let's do another reed instrument. This is a Vinova. I thought I would like the Vinova a lot more than I actually did. I think what I've found is I just don't love reed instruments. But I own two of them. Move a little closer. The Vinova is made by Yamaha. It's made of this ABS plastic. It uses a saxophone reed, and it fingers kind of like a recorder and sounds kind of like a sax. And kind of like a recorder is not exactly like a recorder. And I was meant to play this a lot more than I did. Let's see what we can get out of this. Oh, okay. That's such a good start, is it? Where are my finger holes? Am I supposed to be? Okay, here we go. Okay, so far we're going to call all this the fiddling around with the instrument to figure out what it does, and then I will try and come up with something using like 3 notes. Reed instrument people are probably laughing at me right now. So apparently that higher register is the squeak register, and I should be down here somewhere in the honk register, not the squeak register. I just made those terms up, by the way. I don't know if they're official wind instrument style terms. Alright, I'm going to fool myself and pretend that started getting not half bad. Truth is, I did start to get the feel for what makes it go high, what makes it go low, and it's not unlike the tin whistle. There's a little bit of an embouchure adjustment. But anyway, whoa, don't I sound like I know what the hell I'm talking about? I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. I just know words. I almost want to redeem myself with the tin whistle at this point. What haven't I done yet? I haven't done maracas. I haven't done tongue drum. I haven't done electric guitar. Theremin and bongos. I haven't done those. Is that everything? Yeah. I'm going to finish up with the bongos. I feel like we need to finish up with energy. So let me do tin whistle. This is honestly, of all the instruments I've been practicing in the last few years, the one I've practiced with the most. And I really came to love the freaking tin whistle. That said, I really haven't practiced the freaking tin whistle in like a year. About every 3 or 4 months I'll pull it out, play a little, put it back. So I am super rusty on this. But I really love the simplicity of it. 6 holes, 3 registers, really 2, but there's a 3rd register. Once you practice and you get pretty good, and this whistle actually lets me get to the 3rd register pretty reliably when I'm practicing. I'm not going to count, and probably not even try and go to the 3rd register right now. So it's a little simple. You can't really play chromatically, but you can if you half hole. I'm not great at that. You can't really do dynamics because dynamics are how you shift between the lower register and the higher register and the really high and shrill register. I like the simplicity. I truly like the simplicity. It's easier to keep track. This is one of the few instruments I can really just kind of mind-body interact and not think about it too much. It's also one I know a lot of tunes on, so I gotta be careful that I don't start playing tunes and instead just kind of improvise something that is new. I forgot a lot of tin whistle. Okay, let me do. Third register. Okay, it's starting to come back to me now. Some of that fingering wasn't quite right, but it does the job. We're gonna leave it at that. I actually kind of like pieces of that, but I forgot it as I played it. If I were better at this improvisation stuff, I would remember it and come back to it. I used to be able to do that. It's amazing what happens when you don't practice. So, practice. If you care about something, practice it. Keep it up. Skills degrade very quickly if you don't practice. Oh, melodica. Melodica! Almost forgot about melodica, so let's bust that out. More wind. This one bakes my noodle. I have never quite got my brain wrapped around the melodica because I'm used to pressing the buttons, pressing the keys makes a noise. And the melodica, pressing the key does not make a noise. Pressing the key just picks what noise you're going to get when you blow through the thing. It's almost like a very controllable harmonica. In fact, I think under the hood that's actually how it's constructed. It's like a harmonica, like a bunch of harmonica reeds. So anyway, let's do something on the melodica. Maybe I will... Nah, it's not going to reach in front of me. I'm just going to... I'm going to just hold this thing and play it. You also get no noise at all unless you press something. See? Blowing, nothing's happening. Okay, let's play something. maracas left. We got the Vinova. We got the clarinet, tin whistle, recorder, Balron. We got maracas left, tongue drum, bongos, theremin, electric guitar. We haven't done electric guitar. I'm going to get this out of the way. Here, I keep thinking I'm almost done. I'm not almost done, which means you are not almost done. Well, you are done if you want. You just turn the freaking thing off. Like, I can stop you, right? I mean, who's actually still here? This is going to be very interesting. Now that I know about YouTube metrics, to look at the retention metrics for this video on YouTube and see how much it plummets after, like, I don't know when it plummets. It's going to plummet over and over again. This is going to hum like the dickens because somewhere I have a proper guitar shielded cable and I can't find the thing. Also, in anticipation of this being garbage, I did not waste my time tuning this thing. And I also forgot any chords that I used to know. So basically, I don't even know why you're watching this, and I don't even know why I'm playing it. Except it's the RPM challenge, number 20. 20 years, so you do the thing, whether you know what you're doing or not, right? Man, I want to pair this with the electric kazoo, and I can't, because I only have the one amp. I really should have tuned this and looked up a few chords. I'm talking like people are actually going to watch this and comment. Like, it would make any difference if you could actually comment and give me a chord, but... Am I actually getting anything out of this? I am. Doesn't sound very electric guitar-y. This is where we pull our imagination in. I'm like a 3-year-old pretending I'm in a band. Woohoo! Woohoo! And you're like a 3-year-old pretending you're watching the band. Woohoo! Watch it! Woohoo! Sing it with me! We're 3-year-olds! Watch the band! We're playing the guitar! We're rocking and rolling! Woohoo! I love you guys. I love you guys. Alright. Let's... I totally made that song up on the spot in case that was not obvious. I imagine it was obvious. I think the only way you can get lower than that guitar solo probably is maracas. This has got to be the most boring instrument I have at the stable. That's kind of why I've been hanging on to it for a time when I really needed to amp the excitement down a little bit. I mean, how can you not be excited by electric guitar and rock and roll, right? So let's... I'm getting a lot of reverb out of my Balron. Okay. Balron is amplifying. Woo! Noisy. We're going to put that there. I don't know if you just saw my cat wander through. Cat's name is Banjo. I do not own a banjo other than the cat. Back up a little bit. Woo! Alrighty. Loosen up a little bit. This is another one of those where you need some kind of like interesting movement on my part, because honestly, the instrument isn't all that, right? So, of course, honestly, my movement isn't all that either. I mean, the whole video isn't all that, but you know what? I am having fun and enjoying myself, and that's all that matters. That's all that matters for anybody doing the RPM challenge. Have fun and enjoy yourself. Enjoy yourself, have fun, enjoy yourself, have fun, enjoy yourself, RPM challenge, have fun, enjoy yourself, have fun, enjoy yourself, have fun, enjoy yourself, RPM challenge, woo! Okay, I think I seriously actually just found the bit I'm going to pull out as my preferred track and put it up there for everybody. It is so abso-freaking stupid, which is why I'm going to do it. What's next? Maracas. It don't get better than maracas, right? Theremin and bongos. And I said I was going to do theremin and then finish off with bongos. So, I'm going to need a little patience on the part of the audience with theremin. I know I said I wasn't going to edit really much, and maybe I will and maybe I won't, but how can I not get this straight? That looks like it's more or less in frame. Theremin is really cool. I can't say I love this theremin very much. I might get a different one. Get an actual proper analog theremin. But if you're not familiar with the theremin, it actually works on conductance from the body. It's the only instrument you don't actually touch in order to play it. So what happens, there's two antennas. This one controls the pitch. This one controls the volume. The closer you get to this antenna, the higher the pitch. The closer you get to this antenna, the lower the volume. The problem is it gets the capacitance of everything, and it's looking for a difference in capacitance between baseline and what your hand does, which means it needs to be calibrated before you can use it. And so I am going to run through the calibration process. Okay, so I had to move away, now I gotta move my hand near. Okay, now I gotta hold my hand far. Now I gotta hold near volume. Now I gotta hold far volume. This theremin kind of cheats. Real honest to God analog theremin, it's completely sensitive to what you do. This is actually an electronic instrument with a controller, which means I can do pitch correction and tie it to a scale, and it can do different voices, and that's what I have done. pitch correction all the way up. Oh wow, pitch correction all the way up. Oh, never mind. This is its weird thing it does when every now and then it just goes crazy, and then you gotta pull this thing out and put it back in again. We're not gonna fool with this anymore. You get the point when it comes to theremin. Theremin. One of 20 plus instruments I don't practice enough. Oh, tongue drum. I was gonna go from theremin to bongos to tongue drum. I mean, theremin to bongos and be done. But I forgot the tongue drum. Is there anything else I forgot? I need to make sure. Yeah, I got the maracas, harmonica, tongue drum. I can't believe I almost forgot the tongue drum. I like this thing. I'm thinking about getting a bigger one. They're a little on the pricier side. I'm at the stage of my life where I've found that as is rather obvious from this video, I've bought a whole lot of instruments and I don't play a whole lot of instruments a lot of the time. And I'm starting to come to my senses and realize maybe don't buy another bunch of big instruments. So I'm going to stick with this thing. It's very simple. It sounds nice. Cut my head off there. Back up slightly. See how that goes. I'm not thrilled with that. Okay. Anyway, as I was saying, tongue drum. Tongue drum. So called because it's got these little cutouts, little tongues that are actually the place where you hit it. They're tuned. This one is actually tunable. You can move some little magnets around and it adjusts the properties so it sounds differently. This is a very simple one. It's got 6 tines to it. So it only handles 6 notes. They're all arranged. You can't hardly make this sound. It's hard to make this thing sound bad, honestly. That is not where I usually... So what I like to do with this one is add on. Add, then add to the sequence, and keep adding to the sequence. It's fun. Isn't that nice? Very relaxing. Very, very relaxing. These can actually be used as meditation pieces, honestly. You can just get a pretty sound if you just sit here and you just meditate and you just... Something about that tongue isn't doing it for me. I like this thing so much you got 2 songs and not 1. That's it for the tongue drum. We are sadly coming to the end of our journey. Oreo, you want to a 21st bonus instrument? Me and the dog? Maybe we will do that. Bongos! Who doesn't love banging on the bongos, right? I was looking this stuff, and apparently you're supposed to put the high bongo on the left and the low bongo on the right, which really bakes my noodle because I'm just used to everything low is on the left and high is on the right. I've put about as much care and attention to learning the bongos as I have the rest of these, i.e. not much at all. It's kind of strange. The music I've given you is garbage. I hope I've given you some entertainment value, a little bit of educational value, something about the instruments, sharing something that I've had fun with for 20 years. So before I get absolutely emotional over this, let's play some freaking bongos. Alrighty. Oreo, where you at? Oreo. My doggo. Come here. Come on. Come here, Oreo. Come on. Come here, girl. Come on. We're going to sing, okay? Come on up here. Let's come a little farther. Come up here. 21st bonus instrument. That's 20 years of RPM. Here's to 21. So we're going to give you 21st. You ready to sing, Oreo? We're going to sing. Ready? Where are you? There you are. Turn around so folks can see you. Come on, turn around. Turn around so folks can see you. Come on back here. Woo! Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, girl. All right. It is It is 4:05 p.m. on February 28th, 2026. And with that, let's call it an end to Presto. And I'll see you all next year.